Spence is not playing any games. His return to boxing is soon, and he's looking in crazy shape. Hey, man, hey, stop that cat. Yeah, definitely. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. Errol Spence is looking to be in phenomenal shape. Boxingego, Ego Weight Watchers, aka ILL, where I give you a look into the fighter lifestyle before, after, and progress pics, especially when they have an upcoming fight. Now, as I mentioned, Errol Spence is back. The caption reads, brick by brick. Hashtag Spence versus Tszyu, shark emoji. The big fish is back, yes indeedy. He has a brand new trainer, Ronnie Shields. He did an interview saying that he believes that, he spent his time with Derek James and pretty much gained all the knowledge he could from that situation. So he decided to move on to the next step of his career, which is famed trainer Ronnie Shields. He's worked with acclaimed heavyweights. He's worked with Jamal Charlo, who's also on the card. I've talked about that. But pay attention to Errol Spence. This is looking like vintage Spence, right? You look at these pictures, and Ronnie Shields, I've met Ronnie Shields. Very cool dude. Very cool dude. Old school, no nonsense. Super friendly too, right? I met him in LA. He's super friendly, and he cares about his job, right? He does the best he can with his fighters. He's worked with Vito Milnicki, guys like F.A. Ajagba, and others. But back to Errol Spence. What I'm seeing here, and I'm not, me, I'm always going to keep it real with you guys. So hype up the video, subscribe. I'm him. This looks like the closest to vintage Errol that I could recall seeing. When I say vintage Errol, what am I referring to? I'm referring to when Errol was hungry before the Kell Brook fight. Before he had become an actual champion with the IBF, went to Sheffield to fight Kell Brook. So basically, realistically, my fight with Triple G, it hit me in the eye, and my chocolate right hand brownie, realistically, right? Before that fight, when Errol was climbing up the ladder, even on PBC undercards, and he was just grinding, Chris Algieri fight, he fought one of Nacho Bearstein's dudes, right? That Errol, in my honest opinion, even more so than the Crawford fight, because the Crawford fight, listen, I can say a lot about that fight. Crawford won. It is what it is. But for me, both fighters look weight drained, Crawford and Errol Spence. Errol Spence had been talking about, I want to move up, and he was slow to move his feet. And I think that played a part in it. Also the car crash. And I'm not saying he would have beat Crawford, but I think he could have at least had a better showing, where it's more competitive. Because people, if everyone knew the fight was going to be played out, how it played out, there wouldn't have been no anticipation for it. So clearly, people feel Errol at his best could have produced more competitive fight. You know what I mean? But it's done. And what's done is done, and we move on. But I honestly feel like that car crash, coming back, fighting a good fighter in Crawford, multiple things, bad weight cut, staying in the division too long. I think all these things played a part, but I'm like what I'm seeing from Errol Spence, right? You took the time off. You got a new situation, new trainer, new opponent. You're back in the underdog role almost. Even though it says Spence versus Tszyu, you're still kind of in the underdog role because there's just questions surrounding where you're at. You've been out the game since 2023, so people really don't know. They don't know what to make of it. Some people say you're done. Some people say, oh, I thought he was retired and all this stuff. So it's up to Errol Spence to remind folk. And, what I'm seeing right now, pause, this is all I could ask for of the fighter, to train hard, take it seriously, be disciplined. To my knowledge, don't quote me on this, but I believe that I heard Errol say that he cut out drinking, which is always advisable. Listen, I've said the same thing over and over. I don't drink anymore. I used to socially drink just here and there, but I was just like, what's the point? And then when I stopped drinking, and you start feeling better, you sleep better, you're not as dehydrated, and I don't even miss drinking. And I never had a problem with alcohol. Like, we would go to the club and, have a couple, but, you get older, you start thinking about certain things, and you're like, what am I doing this for? What's the point? Do I feel better? I'm wasting money. You know what I mean? And I'm wasting money for what? Like, what's the real benefit here? So I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I thought I heard Errol Spence say recently that he's not drinking anymore, which is good. And if you're a fighter trying to get a weight cut, that's going to help you. You know what I mean? Because it depends what you're drinking. If you're drinking beer, you're talking about yeast and all this type of stuff. So love it. I think it's a good idea. Errol Spence is looking in shape, looking slim, looking trim, and he has less of a weight cut because he's not fighting at welterweight anymore. So I'm all for it. Let's go, EJ. I have no problem with Tim Tszyu either, but I also like a good underdog story. Some people are saying Errol should get back with Blu-ray. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. But it looks like he's taking care of himself, really locked in, focused, pretty much looking like vintage Errol. So at the end of the day, I ain't mad at that. Give it a good go, and we'll see where you're at in the Tim Tszyu fight. Let me know how I did in this video and what you think of these pictures. Errol Spence, kind of a quiet dude, family man, quiet dude, great fighter, but he looking dialed. He looking like he's back hungry. And I like when fighters have something to prove, because you get in this bag where like everyone doubts you. Not even just fighters, pro athletes. You know what I mean? Like Tom Brady or something will get kicked out the playoffs, or Steph Curry will have a disastrous game. Kobe Bryant shot the air balls in his rookie season, and everybody like hounding you, everybody on your back, everybody saying you suck, everybody saying you trash. That's what's going to show you what the fighter really is, or what the pro athlete is. So I really like these moments. I like these moments because fighters only have a certain shelf life. You got to make the most of it in that window, in your given time, in your window. And I like to see when a fighter, his or her back is against a wall and it's all eyes on them. You got to see what they're really made of, how hard they train, their willpower, their heart, all these things. So let me know how I did. Hype my video up. Drop your thoughts in the comment section.